I recently received this model from one of my students, and he was making changes to the front leg of this outdoor teak chair and ran into some problems and wanted some help. So we did a Zoom conference online and shared our screens and worked through this issue of fixing these problems. Now, the way I would start out with this is edit the assembly and then take the leg component and bring a copy out away from the assembly so we can see it better. Missing two faces here, one at the upper part. There's a taper, you can see the taper in that face, and the faces are missing. This is a frequent problem of faces missing, and the first thing to do is just to trace over the boundaries of the faces and see if that fixes the problem. I don't see any rogue lines that seem to clutter the thing here. So let me just trace over the boundary of this top area here, so I can click on that one and then click on this one. Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't look right. There's the end point. That's where the taper starts, right there. And so this line is misplaced. So that's got to be the problem here. Bring this over. That end of the line is at the proper location. So if I put in that line, yes, that fixes the problem. That's just that's being careful about being on the axis would have prevented that problem. But it's zooming in close and making sure of accurate connections like that are very important. Otherwise, if that hadn't closed up, I would have done some trace overs of the boundary like this and this and this. Sometimes that works. Sometimes there's a little line segment that is protruding into that boundary. Actually, I'm surprised that it closed up with this mortise protruding through it now. That needs to be fixed. Just take the rectangle tool here and just make a face on that, and then just pull that face back, and we got a mortise. It looks like we've got a fixed leg now, and the faces are all there, so I can delete this copy, and this leg now is fixed, and I can get rid of these notes here. I'm seeing a little guide point right here. Those are annoying. and you can go to edit and delete guides, get rid of those little things. Now we've got a rail that needs to now butt up against the leg, and I think the easiest way to fix that is to edit the assembly, then edit the rail, edit component, and turn on X-ray to be able to see the whole end of this rail component. And I can draw a boundary left to right around all of that. Oh, I didn't get all of the tenon. So let me do that again. There, that's the whole end of that rail. And I can use the move tool to just bring this edge, extend that edge right up to that corner of the leg, and so now that gap is closed up. But I see another issue. The tenon is now too long. You can see this socket, the mortise in the leg is back there. So again, I can use the left to right selection and take the push-pull won't work, but I can use the move tool to shift this back to that corner, and now the tenon matches the mortise. And that clears up these problems that my student was having. One other thing I just will check sometimes is, let me close the component. I'm just going to hide the whole assembly and see if there's any geometry. No, sometimes there's geometry that's added that's outside of the component, and that causes trouble. But it's clean, everything looks good, and I can unhide all, turn off the X-ray, and we're back in business with a good model now.